Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are watching another trailer with Wombat, but today I have a really super special guest. This is Selie. Selie, say hi to everybody.
Hi, how are you all doing?
Yeah, hey. So yeah, Selie and I have known each other for a long time. Selie, how did we first meet?
We met way back when, before social media was even a thing, on Yahoo Groups. That was the social media of the time.
I mean, that's not even around anymore. And Selie is a really, really great writer. Selie is the funniest writer I think I've ever met. She really knows how to write humorous characters and write comedy in a way that me and a lot of other people I know just really struggle with.
I love it. It's the fun part of the writing.
But Selie is joining us today as a resident Star Wars expert because we're going to be watching and reacting to two Star Wars trailers from Disney Plus that came out over the past weekend.
So exciting.
The first one, I know, so exciting. The first trailer we're going to watch is Andor, and then we're going to also watch The Bad Batch Season 2. No, I've never watched The Bad Batch, so I'm not 100% sure what it's about. And I assume that Andor is about Cassian Andor from Rogue One. Does that sound right?
That does sound right, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that he was big enough, a significant enough character to get his own TV show. Did this surprise you, or did this make sense to you?
It kind of did a little bit of both. They wanted to put more into not just the main characters of the Jedi, but they want to expand and do other characters that aren't necessarily Jedi or Sith. So I think that's why they did that.
We'll see how that goes. I may have to consult with you as I'm watching. But now, like Rogue One, because this is very closely related to Rogue One. What did you think about the movie?
I liked it because it didn't have... My favorite was Donnie Yen, the protector of the Kyber crystal, and his companion. But I liked it because it really showed the struggle of what happened after Order 66, what happened after Yavin 4, right before Yavin 4, and how at the very end of this movie you actually see Leia receiving what she needed in order to get it sent off. And so I liked how it was a prequel to how she ended up where she was, and how Vader was there, and they were desperate to get this information to where it needed to go, and the sacrifice that happened with all of those people. So I liked it personally, but I always like lightsabers, so I was kind of bummed there wasn't any lightsaber fighting. But I liked it.
Except for the end, the hallway scene.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
with Vader.
I mean, I liked the movie too. I thought it was a nice change of pace, getting away from the Jedi. But I don't know if I loved it, and I know that a lot of people say that Rogue One is probably the best of the Star Wars movies, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I agree that it's a really great movie, though.
I didn't really like who they chose for Saw Gerrera, because his character in Clone Wars and in Rebels seemed a lot different, and Forrester, he just kind of seems like he has a softer, mellow personality, and Guerrero in the animated series was more fierce and more, he was really angry, so he had this drive, and I didn't think I really saw that in Rogue One.
Now here's like my biggest question, because what I remember from Rogue One is when we first meet Cassian Andor, he's a very hardened spy. He's like a killer even, because remember, he killed his informant after he got the information he needed from him. And I'm wondering, how are we going to follow a character who is so casual about life and death? It's not like he was necessarily like a white hat at the beginning of Rogue One, you know, where if they have a show about him, then you could follow him from his journey from killer to white hat. No, he actually has to end up being one. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe this teaser will answer some of those questions. What do you say if we dive right into it and see what we see here?
All right, let's do it. Let me get to where it.
Okay, I'm already...
Yeah, I'm a little confused right now.
I wondered if it was a bell. Okay, all right. This music.
It's throat singing, it sounds like. Mongolian throat singing.
Or it could also sound vaguely like a didgeridoo, one of those Australian like long instruments. Well, those are troop carriers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're stormtroopers.
The stormtroopers.
There he
They're
is.
so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied. They're everywhere.
Mon Mothma, she's a sassy one.
Wow.
Me now.
Oh, that's her. Oh, okay.
Soon enough, these days will end.
Ah,
Him
I like
too?
that guy.
There will be no rules going forward.
This looks so well made.
Oh my god, right? It's incredible.
Standing up. That's what a reckoning sounds like.
Ooh. So a lot was not really explained, but it does look very exciting.
Yes. I guess teasers usually don't show much of the narrative. They just show a lot of the look. And wow, this looked so good.
It does. Like, the CG looks incredible.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a good struggle of the rebellion.
Yes, but it showed almost very little of Andor himself.
Yeah,
and I hope that's not an indicator of the kind of screen time he'll get on the show. I'm hoping he's going to be the unquestionable star of the show.
It should, because I think it's about him realizing what he can do to change the outcome and how the rebellion can go against the Empire as an individual.
All right. Yeah, I mean, maybe it has a lot of who's who in it. I noticed Stellan Skarsgård. We saw him just for a minute. One of the other old men I remember seeing, but I don't remember where I seen him before. Maybe in a Marvel movie. It took me a minute to recognize the Mon Mothma character. That it was her.
Yeah, she looked a lot different. I think it's because she doesn't have her usual outfit that you see in Rogue One.
Yeah, but she's also, I guess, younger too in
for sure,
in this
yeah.
show. Yeah. For a minute, when I saw her though, the actress looked a lot like this character from another show. Are you familiar with the Halo TV show?
Yes, that TV show is so good.
Yeah, didn't she look a little bit like McKee?
No, I thought
they
she
have
looked a
different
little
hair
bit
colors,
a little bit more like one of the actual soldiers that ends up coloring her hair red.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I keep wondering like if I've seen her before somewhere. I'll have to check it out later. Maybe I have seen her before in something.
It's possible. Yeah, I'm not sure who they had chosen for her.
Yeah. Wow. There was just so much imagery, a lot of cities, and then like a lot of what looks like wilderness settlements too. Now, do you know? Because I don't know. Do you know if this is going to be set before, during, or after the Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
It's going to be before. It's going to be about 5 years before Rogue One. No, it's going to be after Kenobi series, because Rogue One was where they introduced Leia.
Mm-hmm.
No, because Leia is 19 when she receives that information, and in Obi-Wan, she's probably 9.
9 or 10, yeah. So
So,
it's like there's
yeah.
a 10-year gap.
I think it's going to be before that. That timeline, the timeline is so big.
Yeah, I guess they're not too concerned about the timeline so much. I mean, they do have a lot of shows that are set at the same time, like Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Ahsoka will all be set during the same time period. And I guess Obi-Wan and Andor are obviously set before all that. But I guess they don't have to be precise with the time because maybe they haven't figured out if they're going to do any crossovers. Like, do you think we'll see Obi-Wan at all in this?
It's possible because this is going to take before Rogue One.
Have you watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi show?
I have. I was really disappointed how short it was. I feel like there was a lot more they could have done with it,
Yeah.
but some of the scenes were absolutely amazing. Spoiler alert, he
Spoiler alert.
uses the Force and stops this huge ship from leaving. It was awesome.
Before you go too deep into it, like I haven't finished the show.
Oh, sorry.
So in Andor, do you think that we'll see any Jedi?
I think so. I think there could be Jedi because Jedi are on the run and they are spread out throughout the galaxy. But if they do, it's going to be very limited because I think it's going to really concentrate on people other than the Jedi because the Jedi have fallen. And, the Jedi, they can't really say, hey, I'm a Jedi. because, stormtroopers are still looking for them. There's still the Inquisitors. They're everywhere now. And so if they do show Jedi, I think it's going to be very limited.
Yeah.
Because I think Disney wants to try and expand Star Wars to really have characters that aren't Force sensitive.
Hey everyone, sorry to cut things off, but Selie and I just got really carried away with our talk about Star Wars because we both are huge Star Wars nerds. So I've decided to cut this reaction video in half. Obviously the first part that you just saw was about Andor, and we actually move pretty quickly into our reaction to the Bad Batch. Hopefully I'll have that up in the next day or two, and hopefully you'll still check it out and still enjoy what we have to say about it. Have a good evening, everybody.